I have done a cleanse.
We're rolling again.
Oh, we're rolling again. Stop talking about it. I've done a salt cleanse.
A Celtic
salt cleanse.
A Celtic salt cleanse. Mm-hmm. So why is it Celtic?
I don't know. It's better salt, and you drink the salt in water, and then
so you're adding salt, not taking away salt.
No, you're drinking like 2 teaspoons of Celtic salt in about a half litre of water, and then you are staying very, very close to a toilet for the next half hour.
Oh. And did you feel good afterwards?
Oh, well, I was no longer full of shit.
Time for another cleanse, I'm thinking, Raoul.
Strap yourself in for Keeping It Real with Jack and Raoul.
Okay, keepers, this is our final episode of 2024. Wow. This is Keeping It Real with Jack and Raoul. I am Gabrielle Dolan.
I am Jack Phillips. I can't believe this year has gone so quickly, and we have done an episode every single Monday since, I think, mid-January.
Yeah, 22nd of January we started. Still can't believe we're going 49 episodes later.
And we've got so much more to talk about. 2025 is going to be a bumper.
Scratching the iceberg, baby.
Scratching it.
Scratching the iceberg.
Shout out to the keepers.
Yeah.
Like, without them, we don't do this. Shout out to those that have got behind us, Wild Duck Creek Estate.
Yep.
All of the people that constantly listen, that rate us 5 stars, that share our episodes, that send in beautiful messages. Thank you, keepers. We can't wait to do more for you next year. But before we get ahead, this episode is a good one.
It is. It's all about the end of year audit.
And we're not talking a financial audit.
We are not talking a financial audit.
We're not talking about a company audit.
No.
We're talking about a personal audit.
So the things you should do, there's a couple of things we've talked about throughout the year and we've recommended you should do this every year, and sort of the end of the year is a good time to do it.
It's a great time.
So we think it's really important, and we do this ourselves personally, is reflect on the year and think about what you're going to do more of
in the new year.
What you're going to do less of
in the new year.
What you're going to start and what you're going to stop.
What you're going to do more of, what you're going to do less of, what you're going to start, and what you're going to stop. Would you write these things down?
I would write these things down, Jack.
I like that.
And both you and I are not fans of New Year's resolutions.
Oh, they're
because
nonsense.
like
setting
it's
yourself
normally,
up to fail.
and you're normally doing New Year's.
Set a goal instead.
Well, it's also New Year's resolution. You do it New Year's Eve when
when you're half
cut,
tanked.
and it was like
maybe some of our keepers don't do what we do.
They go,
on New Year's Eve,
I'm going to go get fit.
But it's true. A resolution is just open to fail.
They've said the best business model is a gym that's a gym in January then turns into a bar for the rest of the year.
I love it. I've heard that before. But listen, not only should you set a goal or goals, find someone to hold you accountable. Yeah?
What, you need a coach?
A good coach.
Or a mate.
Or a good mate.
We're going to talk about a few things that we do and highly recommend that you revisit and reflect on this, do more of, do less of, start and stop.
So this is a personal end of year audit, Raoul, which means it could cover a whole lot of things in your life, right?
Absolutely.
So this isn't just about your work.
No, definitely not.
Tell
That's
me
a part
more.
of it. So it is about your work, your professional life. It's also about your personal, so your relationships, which could also be professional. It's about your health and well-being.
Very important. Without
really important.
Without that, you don't have anything.
Yeah. It's about, are you having fun, what you do outside
Hobbies,
of work,
leisure.
hobbies, all that type of stuff. So as you go through this, think about all those things. And we're a big fan of Life by Design. We did a whole episode.
We're living it.
Podcast on that, episode 10. I don't remember these things off the top of my head.
You don't need to explain.
Life by Design. So it's thinking about, maybe to me, Life by Design is what do you want your life to look like?
Yeah.
What's the perfect day, week, month, year? And so if you think about it, what would a good year look like? And I think then you take that and then go, right, well, am I doing it now? So let's reflect on the last 12 months for what we want the next 12 months to be like.
I love that. So this is what we want you to do more of, do less of, start or stop in 2025. You just said, Life by Design, episode 10, what our perfect life might look like, and never ever stop aspiring to that, keepers, because you can actually achieve it. Raoul and I think we've got pretty close, and that's a personal thing, that we're living the life we want to live. When I say to you, Raoul, you want to live your perfect life in 2025. So therefore you're going to do more of, do less of, start or stop based on 2024.
Yep.
What would be one change you might make in 2025?
So what I will do, and it's probably for the last few weeks, I've had a little bit of a sore hip. And I haven't been doing as much running and cardio. And there's a lot of talk about, as you get older, you should be doing less cardio, more strength, which I've always loved doing strength.
Been good at it.
I'm going to do more strength. So ramp it up a bit more.
Well done.
And less, it's not that I might do less cardio, but the focus will shift in my training resume.
So that's very much about your health, making sure that you are optimising and firing on all fours, so you're strong and you're fit, and using that as a reason to make some changes.
And one of the things,
that's so
I've always taken 12 weeks leave a year, so not working school holidays. And the last few years I've said I'm going to take it 14, 16. Having a few holidays planned,
good on you.
I think is
good on you.
good
I think
idea.
we're both good at that.
Yeah.
And we can work wherever we are. So it doesn't matter if we take a 12-month holiday because we can keep earning, which is really important.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So
Let's
back
go.
to end of year audit because I took us down a little rabbit hole, but I was interested because I think you're right. Don't give up on the perfect life and you can have it. And one of the things you want to do differently in 2025, you've just spoken about that. So on a reflection, I said to you, well, it can't be all about work. You've said, no, it can be about professional, it can be about relationships, definitely health and well-being, and also fun, leisure, the hobby stuff. So where should you start? What should you do?
Okay. So one is, and I think we sort of covered that, life by design. And again, we did an episode on that. So that's talking about sometimes your life by design is what are your non-negotiables.
Correct.
Now, for example, some of my non-negotiables are not working school holidays.
Yep.
So if I'm reflecting on that last 12 months, I'm going, no, I'm pretty happy with that. I tick that. That's okay.
Yeah.
But so know what your non-negotiables are and just go, have I stuck with them? And if you haven't, and you don't have to do this all the time, but you got to go revisit them.
Yeah.
So I would say come back to being very clear on what your non-negotiables are.
And they could change, right? So
Absolutely.
your non-negotiables in 2024 could be different to your non-negotiables in 2025, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing is actually knowing what they are and then trying to stick by them.
Absolutely.
Good work.
Absolutely. So
Good work.
for example, I say I don't work school holidays. I'm potentially doing some work. It'll be in America and it'll be during school holidays. So, I'm going to go, but that's okay.
That's a one-off.
The kids aren't at school anymore, clearly.
No, but the point of that is that you are giving yourself lots of breaks to refresh, to rethink, and you will continue to do that.
Yeah. I think another one, and again, we did this recently in episode 42, it's around the water you carry. And when we did that episode, I remember saying I highly recommend you do this every year and at the end of the year because it does – it feeds into this life by design. It feeds into happiness.
Absolutely.
It feeds into your energy and, how
and your
overwhelmed
capacity
you are.
and to fit more in or to reduce.
Yeah. So for those of you that go, oh, what do you carry? What was that about? It's pretty much a metaphor for where you spend your time and energy and you identify all the roles you play like, mother, wife,
sister, daughter,
friend, manager,
community,
client,
citizen.
You list all the roles and it's like, am I carrying enough water or am I carrying too much water? Am I taking on too much responsibility for this? So reassess that because I think that's a really good framework.
And I think if you're a female and you're a mother, there's a good chance you're carrying too much water.
Another one that we suggest doing every year is your network
stakeholder
assessment. So assessing your network, who's in your network, and do this for both a professional
sense and a personal sense.
Yeah, personal. So again, one of my friends does the rating system on her friends.
That's a classic.
Rates them A, B, C. But it could be. I ran into someone the other day, or I met someone, and they were talking about. They catch up with a group of friends that they used to go to school with. But she goes, I sort of do it out of obligation, and I don't
enjoy it anymore.
I don't enjoy it, but I just feel like I have to.
Yeah.
And I went, well, you got to stop that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I go, if you're not enjoying
duty. Oh, God.
you can outgrow your friends.
Absolutely.
I go, and if you're not enjoying it and doing it out of obligation, that's not going to end well.
Reason.
And I said to her, I can almost guarantee you, if you decide to stop going, they will probably all going, oh, thank God, because
we don't have to go now.
They might be going, oh, she always seemed like she didn't want to be there. It was like,
sure,
well, she doesn't want to be there.
I'm also doing it out of duty. She's now not going. I don't have to
Or,
either.
you know
Giving
what?
them permission.
Don't do it every month. Do it once, twice a year or something. Then it might do. So assess your friends, but the network assessment in a professional setting
so important.
is look at the people the most important in your network and then how I assess it. And again, we did this back in episode 5. Episode 5.
It's a long time ago.
We'll probably listen back on those episodes and
February.
go, oh my God, that was crap.
February.
Think of some challenges you've got coming up with your work. You know, it could be you're looking to change jobs or grow, whatever. Will your current network help you with that? And so you might have to build on it.
Okay. One question. Am I in your network for 2025?
Yeah, reluctantly.
Hear that, Keehlan? We've got to find
No,
another
I can't be
co-host.
bothered finding another podcast host.
She'll do.
Although we've had a few discussions how we might mix up some podcasts next year. So
Don't
stay tuned.
you go-
Stay tuned.
The horse hasn't bolted yet?
Stay
You
tuned.
just hold on. Okay, so the 3 most important relationships.
Yes, that's
really,
another
really
thing.
important. Okay, so, and we've spoken about this, right? Your partner, your boss,
Yep.
and your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty important relationships. That's not to say that you can't have relationships outside of that, but if you get the partner right, you get the CEO or the leader right that you're working with, and you get your friends right, life is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's going to be swell.
Yeah. And it could be, you know, like your life partner. We're not saying ditch them or whatever, but it could be.
Maybe if they're not,
Well, you know, it just
bloody
could be a
looking after
conversation audit with them going, "Are you happy? Is everyone happy?
Usually when somebody starts that conversation,
Are you happy?
Are you happy? That usually means they are not. So take a hint, keepers. But there's nothing wrong with a good conversation. A lot of people I coach, obviously what we're coaching about is professional, it's executive, but we'll always often bleed into personal. You know, I was coaching an awesome person who wanted to have a child and was not 100% certain her partner wanted that child.
Right.
And I said, before we go any further, you need that conversation. So we helped prepare for that conversation.
Could you do an end of year review with your partner?
Like a performance review.
Performance review.
Get out that bloody PowerPoint and spreadsheet.
Jesus.
Nothing wrong with that. Richard, sit down.
Steve, if
There's
you're
a few
listening
things.
to this, be afraid. Be very, very
And
afraid.
do you think they'd have any feedback for us, Raoul?
No, of course they wouldn't. They'd be too bloody scared.
Just
how
we like them.
Believe me, we would get feedback.
Okay, so what else? What else should be on this end of year audit? Oh, I know.
What?
Development, growth,
Yes.
learning.
Yeah.
What do you want to do more of or less of or start or stop when it comes to your growth and development and learning and stretching and expanding your skills and your knowledge?
Yeah.
Think about that for 2025.
One of the things I do
a good one.
with me and Elise, who's my, you know, we're a team
Elise
of
and
two. Elise, I'm like, all right, Mum. Mum always tells me off for that too.
Well, it takes 2 of us. It's not working, Mum.
Grammar's overrated. So overrated.
Says the 7-time author.
It is. It's a conversation between the both of us. Well, what do we want to do next year? Is there any professional development we want to do? And it could be just, you know, I mean, one year we did like an iPhone photography course. It was like short and fun little half day.
Awesome.
But it is thinking about, well, what do you want to learn next year?
And who do you want to know? Because it might be that the learning actually comes from other people. It might not even be a course.
Yeah, it might not be a
It might
course.
be, I actually just need to sit down with that person over there who is so informed on AI or who, you know, is one of the top digital marketers in Australia. I need to sit and understand their craft. I wonder if I could chat to them.
Yeah.
So
again, it's a
good one.
reflection. If you look back at the last 12 months and you go, actually, I've done a lot of professional development this year. And I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Do more of that.
Do more of
that.
Keep going.
If you've said, I haven't really done much because I've been really busy,
Red flag, red
you know
flag,
what?
red
Do
flag.
freaking less of that.
Red flag.
Less of that. My advice is you never forego the opportunity for professional development.
I agree. One of the episodes we have just done most recently, hopefully the keepers heard it, was about LinkedIn, and the benefits of LinkedIn, knowing the purpose of why you'd be on LinkedIn. And we both spoke about how much we have learned from LinkedIn. Now, we share a lot and hope that we're teaching people, but we're also learning so much. So even if you don't feel that you have the money, the time, the resources, whatever, to do a course or training, get on LinkedIn, spend 15 minutes a day and check out what people are sharing and teaching. And there's courses on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
And all this stuff is free.
Absolutely.
No
Well,
cost.
I feel like we're doing a recap of the year, but in episode 22, just
We
in
are
case you're
doing an
keeping
episode.
track, that was a whole episode on keep learning,
Yeah.
and you actually gave
Rattled
a whole
off
list of
Cambridge, Harvard,
free
MIT,
courses.
all of these universities online that you can do free courses, and really great stuff on neuroscience, on AI, on big data, on psychology.
Some of them from Harvard. You could say when I did a course at Harvard,
educated.
and unlike
Have
us,
you
don't,
been to
don't
Harvard,
even have to
Raoul?
go. I'm not going back to Harvard.
Ever.
No, I've taken a sabbatical.
Never say never. Okay, something else one should do as an end-of-year audit. This is one of my favourite things, and anyone who knows me will know and won't be surprised by this. Seek feedback
Yeah.
on yourself from people that have observed and experienced you, preferably in the workplace, though there's nothing wrong with also asking feedback from friends and family too, if you're bold enough. And the whole point of that is you actually want to understand where you've been really strong,
Yeah.
where they've thought you've achieved and excelled, just in case you've missed that. And equally, what are some areas of development you might want to focus on in FY25?
Yeah.
Ask people that. Don't be afraid of it. Lean into it. Self-awareness gives us choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess there's some sort of like high level stuff you can do. One of the things, and if we can talk about some little simple things I do, well, they're not necessarily simple, but I do this every year. This time of year, I unsubscribe from newsletters. So if anyone noticed that I've unsubscribed from a newsletter,
So
you get so
freeing.
many, because every time you buy something online, you got to bloody
Tick
put your
something
email
that says
address,
you're
and then it gets
accepting
spread
things.
everywhere. And so I just go through. I actually sort of start, now and make a point of every time I get a email, I just go, oh, do I need this?
Yeah.
And I don't sit there for an hour doing it because it would do my head
No,
in.
fast.
But like 10 a day.
Yep.
10 a day.
It's a wonderful thing to do.
Unsubscribe.
Wonderful, wonderful thing to do. The other thing that's sort of related a bit to that, we're all using iPhones constantly or mobile phones, cell phones, and taking photos, yeah? So I take thousands of photos and videos, cleaning up. I'll often do that on a plane, when
Yes.
I've got no Wi-Fi.
I do that too.
I just sit there
I
and
delete.
My photos bring me such joy because they're of
You know
family
how
and
many
friends and
photos
good
I
times.
delete of kangaroos?
Can you imagine how many photos I delete of horses? So same thing. But the point is that you're doing a cleanup, you're freeing up space, but it also there's something, I don't know, something a bit cerebral about that. Like I'm creating space myself.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. So cleaning up the admin.
It's like a spring cleaning, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it
it's-
is. Cleaning up emails that have been sitting in there forever.
Oh my God.
Old
I do
emails.
try to get down to the zero
Yeah.
in the
Oh
email
gosh,
box.
I never do, but-
I mean, I actually always, I would have no more than probably about 20 emails in my
Yeah,
inbox.
well done. Well done. I've got a few email boxes, which doesn't help.
Yeah. So no, I just
But
move them around.
move
But
them
like
around.
right, like in
Do
your
a cleanup.
email. Yeah.
Do a delete. Do that with your photos. Do that with your emails. Do that with your subscriptions. I think that's so smart.
Yeah.
The spam you're getting.
Yeah,
that you don't
even
want.
the phone contacts, like
Yeah.
all the phone pings you get,
Yes, that's a good
like
point.
delete from there as well.
Have you noticed when you get a text message now, you can delete, or you can delete and report. So often, if you're getting spam, you can actually report it.
True.
So there's some audit tips.
Yeah.
Anything else you should audit? What about your wardrobe? Should you go in and do a cleanup of your wardrobe for the new year ahead? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Because we've moved into a new house.
With a lift, I might add.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm coming to the hotel when I come to Rails.
I've actually got a walk-in robe, and I've actually got, for the first time, like
Space.
actually space.
That might not be a good
I feel
thing.
like, well, no, it's not. It's not a huge amount of space. It's not like a whole bloody room.
It's not Sarah Jessica
But
Parker's.
I would say if you cannot fit your clothes comfortably in your wardrobe,
It's time to do a
it's
cleanup.
time to do a clean-up.
Okay.
Seem to buy less.
Okay. Makeup,
was
skincare,
something-
same thing. Clean up.
Well, you should do. Oh, shit.
Now you've started me. I'm thinking about all the things I need to
I know.
tidy up. We just created another bathroom at the house, and well, what does that mean? I just move stuff from one to the other.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm cleaning up, but I need to clean up.
Yeah.
You get a lot of
what I am going to
samples and
do, because
things.
we moved in to this new house 2 years ago, and I always thought in a year's time, and I didn't do it last year, so I'll do it this year. There's things that have come to this house that I have not used. just those couple of
Stuff.
spare frying pans. You're never going to use them.
No,
Just get rid of them.
Get rid of them. Well, donate them. Give them away.
Well, yeah, that's right.
What
I
a good
donate
thing
them.
to do.
Like, yeah, it's when we moved, we had a few people moving out of home, so it was good to get rid of them.
The people moving out of home or?
Oh, it was good to get rid of them too.
So end of year audit.
There was something else I just thought of, and now I've
It'll
forgotten.
come back to you. It'll come back to you. Don't think too hard.
Okay. I never think
Steam's
too
coming
hard.
out her ears.
I never think
So
too hard.
episode 49 of Keeping It Real has been the end of year audit. Rala's forgotten something that's very important. She's going to remember it just as I
I'll
finish.
put it in the show notes if I remember.
Do
it.
more of, do less of, start, stop. We're saying use those as your framework or your guiding sort of actions.
Oh, I remembered
Knew it would happen.
something. Well, it's not an end of year audit as such, but can I put a request to people when you put your out of office message for your Christmas break? Can you please make it interesting
And funny.
and funny? And please do not go, I am OOO out of office. For God's sake, you only have to write it once. People have to read it. Tell people where you're going. I'm heading away. I'm spending time with family. Just, make your end of
I try and share an interesting fact or something cultural and also have a bit of fun. But it's a good thing to do, right?
It's a good thing to do.
And it
Mix it
says
up
a
a
lot
bit.
about your personal brand, actually.
There you go.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so
of year audit.
just to let everyone know, we are going on a break because we have worked so hard. Thank you
49
again for all the keepers. But we're going on a break, so no episode will come out next week. But come the 6th of January, we are going to be doing some best of
And boy,
episodes.
have we got some content to share.
Yeah, so we've picked our 4 or 5 most popular favourite episodes.
And I believe Keehlan has edited them down.
Yes.
So anyone who has listened to them before should listen to them again because you're going to get the tips and techniques straight to the point. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyone who hasn't listened before will get straight to the nub of it, but you can go and listen to the full episode.
It's like we are the gift
How
that keeps
good.
giving. So, yeah,
Says
so
no one.
big shout out to Keehlan, our
Thank you,
producer, who's
Keehlan.
kept us
Love
in line
you.
all year, and we'll be editing those, so you've got the smaller
So there's
version.
only 1 week that people won't get a Keeping It Real podcast.
Can you? Well, 1 or 2. Yeah, 2. No, 1. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
She's got no idea. The point
Anyway,
is,
if
you
you
can keep
miss
replaying
us,
them anyway if you really want to.
We're going to post our favourites anyway on LinkedIn or something like that.
Hope you enjoy them.
You might just say, just shut up, and because we'll enjoy taking a break from you. But
Thank you.
thank you.
It's been fun.
It has been fun.
Got some things planned for next year too, haven't we?
We have got some
up to
really
something, keepers.
good-
Get
some
ready.
Got things planned. Thank you, keepers. We hope you all have a safe and happy Christmas
Or holiday season.
holiday season, and we will see you in the new year. Yay!
Thank you, Keehlan, too. Big thank you to you.
See you, team.
Bye.
You've been listening to another episode of Keeping It Real with Jack and Ral. If you like what you've heard, don't forget to tell others about it and give a 5-star review. They may seem confident, but they really are sensitive 5-star needy souls. Yeah, right. Keeping It Real, created by Jack Phillips and Gabriel Dolan. Produced by Keehlan Ferrari-Brown. And this really real voiceover, spoken by Richard Phillips.